Hello, our passage today is from Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 to 43. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed ears, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may root up the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn." He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all your seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and perch in its branches. He told them still another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into a large amount of flour until it worked all through the dough. Jesus spoke all these things to the crowd in parables. He did not say anything to them without using a parable. So was fulfilled what was spoken through the prophets. "I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things hidden since the creation of the world." Then he left the crowd and went into his house. His disciples came to him and said, "Explain to us the parable of the weeds in the field." He answered, "The one who sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed stands for the sons of the kingdom. The weeds are the sons of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the harvesters are angels. As the weeds are pulled up and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears, let him hear." So, three parables really, haven't we? All on a roll. And we're in that part of Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13, which is all set, in the period of Jesus' public ministry in Galilee. In chapter 13 particularly, we have these parables about the nature of the kingdom of heaven. And the biggest one of them really is the one about the wheat and the weeds. And it's really rather a clever parable, really, I think, and that's maybe why the disciples returned to Jesus and say, "Can you explain that one to us?" I think each of these stories, actually, the three of them, each of the parables, are about the long game, aren't they? The long game in the kingdom of heaven. And it's quite important for me to reflect on, because sometimes I'm a bit too looking for quick fixes and quick solutions. But these are about things playing out. So when the owner of the field has the weeds planted by an enemy amongst his wheat, his people who work for him, his servants, say, "Well, look, we'll go and pull all of that out." But he says, "No, let it all grow together. And then come the harvest, we'll burn the weeds, and the wheat will come into my barn." Because of course the other thing is, if you go out pulling up the weeds now, it might pull up some wheat as well. And when the disciples come back to ask Jesus to explain this parable, he draws out fully for them the analogy, the harvest being the end of the age, when the Son of Man comes and sorts out, if you like, the weed from the wheat, so to speak, the reckoning, the end at that time. And that's what the harvest signifies. But the important thing is there that in the parable, let them all grow together, and then the time will come to sort them. And in a way, that idea of the long game and things being fulfilled in time is there, isn't it, with the mustard seed, the tiniest of seeds, which in fullness of time becomes such a big tree. And the yeast and the flour, and kneading all that in together and letting things work through. So important, really, isn't it? And as I say, for me to reflect on as well about, allowing things to be fulfilled and to take the time. And this, through these the parables here, Jesus is telling us something about the nature of the kingdom of heaven. That powerful image of the harvest, if you like, as the end of the age. And indeed, we're now in the season of Advent, so we might well reflect on that, because, of course, Advent is not only about anticipating the nativity, but also the return of Christ. So there we are, parables, and their significance to us, really, and the long game, things playing out in the kingdom of heaven, and coming to fruition in time. Amen.